Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we'll be going over some of the best highlights from today's LPL 2024 Spring Split matchup. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
Two levels and you have your first back, you're pretty okay. Yodang finds that Monkey again, stole a camp away from earlier. What more can he do? Gets the knock up. He's got Xiaohu and ZDZ on his side.
Monkey, I think, might have to return home to his own jungle, but there's nowhere to go. The trees are cut down. He is dead to rights.
That's a problem. Champion yourself. You tap someone with a Q, you're definitely not playing at melee range. So
it is a very long range ability.
And you know, this is now going to be a bit of an issue for EDG because you know this Jace is meant to be ahead of the game. Jace is very much balanced. He walks next to the wall.
Phenomenal arrow, crisp, living up to his namesake. That is ice cold.
This is one of the reasoning is when Ziggs gets to push in and chunk you out like that, gets autos on turret. The Ziggs fast use passive does an insane amount of damage to turrets and potentially getting to the point where he can even satchel the turret down for huge plate gold. He's got himself a Dark Seal as well. Feels like he can stay safe and stack up that one as well. Very valuable item on a lot of majors right now if the backline acts. ZDZ's in bot side and he can maybe threaten. In fact, there was a satchel, looks like, on the minimap away from that Aatrox towards the bot side of the map. Arla, we'll see what happens there. Is there a hammer blow away? Not when they've been stunned in place.
Crash down, Shattering Strike. Not that much damage on the run, but Crisp is coming on over. We'll just get to W, and it's actually Crisp that is given the kill. They'll get another. The arrow flying on the other side to try and play out this bot side and buy some time. The tower goes down, but it's still going to be ZDZ in a 4-man dive. Does go down. The Snake picks that one up. The Ziggs
through from both these teams. Light, however, on the Nila, very good at killing turrets with the Formless Blade as well. It affects turrets, by the way. It will hit it. So even though been struggling in the 2v2, he managed to escape that. ZDZ and Arla both die for the bot lane's gains. I think this is maybe slightly better for Weibo because I think the Ziggs was taking that turret anyway. Weibo will be happy to get skills.
Exactly that. They are still going to have to think about trying to contest for this Herald. They're coming over. The arrow lands. That's onto the Rakan. Onto the backside, ZD does so much damage onto the Snake, who's surviving for now, but just doesn't have enough in the tank to get away from the Aatrox, who just runs at him. The Shockwave on the other side is good, but Monkey will still die, and Weibo win out the fight.
ZDZ 1v2's the bot lane that has been determining this again. Fisher has teleport, could have come down to the play if he wanted to. Instead, gets himself top lane out of turret and gets himself some gold in hand, and that'll get him on his way towards his second item as well. It's been a big thing in the LPL, actually, just putting a mid laner into a side lane. It was much more apparent with the Azir, which is called global banned right now due to a bug. But still, getting something like an Orianna, a little bit of extra gold turret.
No, he's not, and they're going to prove a bit difficult. The Snake gets jumped on, takes a lot of damage back. The Magna Storm afterwards does a lot of work. It's just nowhere to go. Throws up the ultimate on top of his head and is actually buying a fair amount of time as Vampire comes on in. But the Apotheosis lights up on the tower. It becomes a 1-for-1. They'll lose the tier 1 as a result, but look at the Shockwave afterwards. Pulls Yodang back, and Weibo have overplayed their hand.
Fisher teleports back into the play after getting some gold on the side. You walking towards the river now. You need to have eyes on all the threats from Weibo.
Do indeed. Vampire goes forward, gets interrupted by a wonderful Q from ZDZ. Pull back away. Flash on forwards. This Aatrox proving monstrous indeed. Still goes down for it, perhaps a little bit bold. Light not here yet. Could still look for a flash slipstream, and the Apotheosis gets onto one. Has yet to use the ultimate. Can still look to go forwards after this. Is bounced away by the Sam.
ZDZ goes forward and finishes off the support. I don't think that's that valuable, but still, it's a decent amount of damage and allows Weibo to at least get themselves into river. They'll get themselves the dragon, and EDG once again don't check.
So much value. Light needs to back away. The bouncing bomb goes wide, but Light on this Neela just getting nothing done, can find no angle to get in and use the combos. A shock blast deletes Yodang, the Iron Horse. Just like hobbled in the lane.
The combo is really separated from Weibo yet again. This Neela doesn't have the gold to go in it alone and brawl through it. And with the smite down, EDG, despite the fact that they haven't won a lot of clean fights this game, will get themselves a free run at Baron. ZDZ has World Ender. He's spotted on Vision. He might be able to look for a big fight, but it still looks so dangerous for Weibo.
Crisp, I think, just had to flash there as well. Down to 3,000 HP. Where is Monkey? There's Leica pushing up in the mid lane as well. They will secure the Baron.
They're both kind of hobbling away from that bot side fight. You see that Light looks for the all-in in mid lane. Did he force a flash out of mid lane? He ended up at least forcing out that. Yes, he did. Very close to the kill.
Yeah, he does indeed, and that's just what you get to do if you get to auto a bit more, and the healing and shielding from your Apotheosis always feels really good, especially just the raw amount of damage you do. Like, it is the hardest scaling AD ability in the game, I think, at level 16.
You need to know that you're likely to not make it out of one of those plays. Now, because EDG have managed to group up again with the last of their Baron buff, they'll claim themselves this mid lane inner turret, despite the fact that they failed to get the bot lane inner turret. CDZ does have flash. You can potentially look for this.
Lands onto the snake. There's no Mikhail's quite yet. That's so much damage flashing away. Still has a satchel charge. It sends him the wrong way. The damage comes all through. Weibo finally find the engage they've been looking for. Denied so much of the last few moments. The snake, so much of the target access finally works out. Weibo
So careful around playing around vision though. Weibo looking for flags.
No, they get the Magnet Storm, but it's a solid Crescent Guard to deny, but Monkey might have to flash. I don't think it's quite off cooldown yet. He's trying to try and eat a Monkey, but the tether's still there. Nowhere to go. The Redemption buys healing and speeding, doing some work as a massive bomb comes on thing. Light goes forwards. Apotheosis isn't enough.
And he doesn't get the kill. The healing and shielding is too much from
Towards the backside. They still want to fight it because a lot was burned.
Here comes EDZ. He's going to be a huge flanking factor.
Vampire?
Here comes the World Ender. I think they're looking for the fight.
Lots of low health bars. You can do a lot of work. The shockwave into the jump blast does so much work. Yodang solo crashing down away from the fight. Misses the Q1. ZDZ World Ender down. Arrow immediately cleansed out. ZDZ still trying to do work. He's in a 1v4, but he's a lethality Aatrox. He cannot survive, and the Baron still goes EDG's way.
While this happens, Xiaohu dies. They don't even have the mantra Q. Yodang was looking for a miracle steal, but can't get into the fight. EDG, they have so rarely clutched out the late game, but in this one, they form up as a 5-man unit with the calls.
How it's supposed to work, but I'm not sure that this is going to be a functional thing. But honestly, that bot lane from EDG proved way too much. The mid game has proved far too hard for Weibo to consistently find the picks. And despite the fact they're higher up the standings, despite the fact it's EDG at 2 and 10, with a roster that has just struggled to find anything resembling consistency, game 1 regardless is looking like EDG's to win.
The last hit on the Nexus goes down. It's not a light show. There's a snake in the... He's found so much fame on in the past, and the Poppy now against the Tristana as another kind of anti-jump champion against the Aatrox and the Rakan. I think this has huge value.
Okay. They have managed to lock that one in. They've got the front to back. They've
from EDG, well, I mean, it's the rookie everyone besides top lane from EDG. Particularly this mid lane, he's had a mixed split. He started off playing a lot of the Azir, and he really flubbed some big moments for his team. He's not really been star-studded in the way that he was in LDL. This game, now with the back, hard for Fisher to get into a position to have a good wall down here.
Would be a very blind wall.
Yeah, of course, one of the other combos they want to play towards later in the game, not now, and of course, Ala doesn't have teleport anyways, of course, Talia Poppy. You normally see that from mid-jungle, but with this Ala pick in the top side, can be pretty big in terms of setting up your own terrain for your...
Now, still sticking around here. They want to make this work. Here comes Weibo. 2v3 currently. The damage back is huge. Don't quite get crisp, and it'll be a 1 for none right now. Big chunks come on through as Fisher gets the wall. Can look to shovel on through as Xiao, who gets the thread on to try and hold him in place, but it will be the 1 for 1 as Fisher comes out to claim the life for Xiao Hao.
Okay, so Fisher, we said he had...
And they are up with the early objectives and kills, but actually this is not a great moment from Xiao, who has a flash and may be forced to pop it here, but I don't even know whether it's worth doing, because where on earth does he go? Kill over to EDG's jungler.
And that
huge amount of damage from Crisp, who immediately gets to be thrown back, but the wall can come on forwards. Fisher looking to get something more. The quickness comes on through, but the threaded volley still going. The seismic shove onto Light forces him away. Crisp now low. Xiao Hao is here, begins to go in with the Nocturne ultimate and does delete Fisher, who went a little bit blown by himself. Now the Crescent Guard coming on through. Xiao Hao's got nowhere to go. On the other side, the tether lands. Massive damage onto the snake, who's flapping away. Monkey in a 1v3 cannot get anybody. And EDG, despite getting so many low health bars, get nothing. And you're right, it's not ended. Vampire blocks out a Q as Snake tries to recall, but has nowhere to go. Oh, EDG. It looked so good until it really
to start the fight on their terms after EDG had taken the first swing. Weibo, they just managed to, well, they just lost their gold lead. They explode. Really going to be the same kind of value.
On the mini-map as well as we zoom on over, the Herald has been started and will likely be claimed by Weibo Gaming, who have got themselves grubs, couple towers, 2 dragons. They're feeling pretty okay with this early game. Gold onto the Tristana as well feels pretty nice, and what had been a relatively close affair isn't anymore. And of course, you know, you've still got to deal with the fact that Smolder, a couple deaths to his name, but isn't out of the game exactly.
Record where someone has a world record for eating a load of vehicles. They don't have vision here. Vampire does have flash. He's not going to use it.
Yep, that one's sad. A little bit too close to the sun for a Vampire, which means very extreme sunburn. ZDZ does go forwards. Turret comes on down. Smolder ults to clear the wave. think they'll deny the second charge, and they do so. But the fastest soul timer either. Third dragon at 18 and a bit minutes. Isn't that great? Ult comes on through. Not huge value from that, actually. They get the turret, teleport aside, and the Nocturne ult comes on down. Tristana will solo out the dragon at the very least.
Well, there's your flash. There you go. Vampire ends up...
Glorified Ferry.
That is a huge overstep from Fisher. He can teleport back in. Monkey walking up. He has the temporary front line. How much time can they buy, though?
Fair amount of work. So overcomes the Smolder ultimate, doing a lot of healing and DPS. EDG throws back some with a buster shot. Does light. Dragon goes down. Is now soul. Crisp goes into the backside, but is hooked up immediately. The seismic shove buys some space. Ale goes forward, and Smolder's free firing, doing as much as they can, but it's not quite enough as yet. It's a 1 for 2 until Xiaohao claims another. Snake, no real way to go. He's got nothing left but a flat, but an auto attack or 2 onto the Wolves. These items could still prove to be the undoing of Weibo Gaming. It's happened to many a team around the world. Xiaohu now looking for a flank and a big mantra Q. It's well shielded, so doesn't get that much value.
Chris was on a flank too, and here they go.
Trying to get into the backside, so still alive though is the damage. Just, oh my god, just deleted. They've gone too far. The jungler's dead and the Baron's up.
And an option to bomb that tower. Monkey instead going to go over here, but now with Monkey out of position, there's no smite close to the Baron, and there's no front line close to the Baron. Ala's going to get himself a combo, but that's gone way too far.
But the Snake's coming on over. They're not killing quite yet. He's still got the ultimate to work with. This Poppy not quite dead. Turning it around, flashing out. He's alive. ZDZ in a difficult position, finally getting the reset. Trying to do some work. A Snake, though, can delete one back. It's a top laner for a top laner trade, and now the danger commences for both teams. Monkey taken low. Light trying to find an angle to do some work, but Smolder picks up
teammates as they can. EDG brute force their way into the river again. Crisp has flash. What can you do with it?
Ale's got TP. ZDZ doesn't. If they can hold on 20 seconds, Ale can rejoin the fight, and it'll be a while before ZDZ can be here. Down to half HP. Smolder continues to be a problem. Trying to queue through the Elder Dragons. Monkey taken desperately low by the explosive charge. Doing some work. Fisher pretty low. They have to back away. They can't get it. The Elder's about to go over to Weibo Gaming. It's secured.
Ale has teleport in 2 seconds. What can they get, though, Weibo, before the front line arrives? It's a failed Elder fight for EDG. Low health bars. Monkey's surely going to die here. Stack up even more. 330 now. You're going to give the Baron. You can't fight this. The Elder's there already. Yeah. And I don't think you're going to throw out the Smolder ult in regards to trying to steal this one in a miracle way. Ale made a bit of a mistake in the front line there, which did lead somewhat to the 1-for-1, but the extra damage from Weibo.
EDG do want to try and stand and fight at least somewhat, but the wave is pretty huge with a double cannon minion. Here comes the Weaver's wall. Over they go. The lights are put out. Crescent guard down. Smolder ultimate comes across a few. It does prevent the tower going down for now, but
then that leaves EDZ alone in the bot side. EDG, they needed to make something out of that because now the base is broken. Elder buff is off. That's why they went for that play. But they lose themselves. Top lane in a turret after the failed defense of it. And
want to fight it. They're going to try and do so by shoving through mid lane. You can understand why that's a decision process. As Fisher looking for potential Weavers. Split off the team. Remember, there's still an opportunity for Poppy to ult people out. That makes it a 3v5 in the pit. Could look to steal it. He's knocked over the wall by the buster shot. And he steals it from over the wall. It's a wind becoming lightning. Can they strike twice? Because it's wind, fire, and ice that will break the hearts of Weibo Gaming.
How many times are we going to see this Smolder get to late game? But it's not even about him. It's about built up for Ale. Getting very tanky in this late game. Again, we said that Poppy is a pretty difficult champion to get through. It really is just Tristana that can kill the tank. Xiao, who's not going to be able to bring that much to bear with the late game karma who's starting to fall off. EDG, they get mid lane inner, bot lane inner, maybe get themselves the bot lane inhibitor turret as well.
Weibo now on the defensive for the first time in many minutes. Into the inhibitor they go, and EDG just group up as a 5-man ball of death. And Weibo have to find somewhere to hold on twice. Is going to be hard work, I think it's fair to say. The W's continue to fly. The sneezes from this dragon looking more like weapons of mass destruction at this point in the game.
See ZDZ in the bot side pushing up. He has teleport. Ale pushing up the top wave as well. That's a flash hook!
Go, it's the double knockup battles into Smolder's mother! Roaring on through, it's a family affair. Crisp goes in, cannot get that much. It's a solid double knockup. ZDZ into the backside. The Snake still has flash, still has GA, still alive, still not down. We'll finally take it down as Light is still doing work, still not going down, and they actually kill the Smolder! No!
And while ZDZ comes onto the Snake, he doesn't have the flash, he couldn't get away, and it's about the surely going to be a game 3 on the table.
It's a bit of an ironic, painful Baron power play that turns up at the bottom of the screen. 6,000 gold owned, and the game still ends in Weibo's favour.
The death time is too long. EDG, a stolen Elder, A comeback in the late game, even through the hands of Smolder, not enough to bring this to a 2-0. Weibo, the consistently inconsistent team, cross the finish line and bring it to a game 3.
I can pin him down. I like the Camille. I'm a big fan of the Camille. We get the Volibear as well. We've not seen much Volibear in the LPL yet. It's not looked incredible, but it has been banned quite a few times today. He has to come all the way around, though. It's going to be a long time till Monkey can influence this play. Ala is essentially in a 2v1 for the time being. Can flash towards his jungler here. The lightning comes down. Ala 1 HP and he survives! The flash after first blood. Fantastic play in the 2v1 from Ala. Monkey comes in to save the day.
You don't have level 6 on Crisp. Vampire does because it's courtesy of the center lane. So in terms of the support versus not quite support, it's advantage over to EDG. Chances of some flashes coming topside. Oh, here comes TF.
Here we go. Play on towards Ala. They take him down. Xiaohao grabbing that kill. And that evens up the kill score. Weibo getting themselves onto the board. But this is 6 grubs taken now for EDG. They trade it for their plates up, but they can move towards Dragon.
I think it's just forcing someone to respond in mid lane so they know. Oh no, Ala, dude, you were so far ahead of this game. Please don't do this. He has flash. I think he's blowing it minimum.
Oh god. I don't know if this TP was needed, to be honest. It was already 3v1 on the dive. Xiaohu comes in to collect the kill, and honestly, I'm more than happy.
But I suppose it leaves bot lane alone for plates to go over to EDG. We've had a lot of very quick map movements in the world. It means that, you know, we were talking about how Camille was talking about trading with passive earlier. Really hard to do that. Monkey has ult. He can just chancel a tower here.
Oh, the flash comes out from Light, but there's no escaping that combo. Monkey flash stun, followed by Fisher's ultimate. Beautiful kill.
Is this the most proactive? There's a lot of vision here.
I don't know. I think this might be a fight. Stun comes through onto Crisp. TP immediately. Fisher has flash and will be forced to use it. Vampire's TP'd real deep for this one. Light the target, but he gets to the backside of the plate. Crisp, 1 HP and doesn't have his ultimate. As Xiaohao forced to flash away. ZDZ, there is no escape. Taken down by the railgun of the Snake. And now Xiaohao slowed as well. The Snake is taking over this fight. The root lands and Vampire takes another.
And despite all of the vision set up for that, everyone just shows up and says, all right, we're going to have a fist fight. Vampire starts things off very, very aggressively, but somehow manages to walk out. I mean, he's a tanky Nautilus. This is actually one of the bonuses we said from the draft. When you've got the center in the Nautilus, Vampire, we know he likes to be aggressive.
Honestly, but Vampire just flashes straight on to Light, get stunned up, but then in the meantime, Crisp already used his ult. In the previous bit of play, Xiaohu 1v1ing Ala. To be back to the days where Ari is actually a damage dealer. It's so much more fun to watch. Speaking of fun to watch, Monkey is enjoying watching this plate of meat who's trying to waddle away from him, but that's a snack if ever I've seen one. And Fisher going to be the one to gobble it up.
I mean, you can even see Xiaohu. He might be an assassin who can win 1v1s, but he doesn't want to be stuck here. Crisp delays for his mid laner and gives up his life for the Ari who escapes.
Xiaohu's just like, see ya, Crisp. I'm out of here. No way I'm sticking around for this one. Herald in on the top side. This is going to be
the wall. He has a flash for a stun as well. It's really dangerous to face up against Monkey, who's, you know, 0-0 and 6, gone for the dead man's plate, hasn't even gone towards something like the Knight's Vow, which we sometimes see from everyone.
The Volibear, and then you've got the range advantage with the Jace as well. We could be in trouble here, as that's a nice easy pick onto the Snake. Monkey could be next as Ala TPs into the play as well. Crisp taking a bit of damage. Monkey forced to use his ultimate just to escape here. Vampire should be taken down as well. Hunted back in. Triple depth charge. The charm does land, but Vampire should be able to get out of this one. He's tanky. Is he tanky enough? No! The lightning from the sky from Monkey.
Punish EDG if they make missteps, and they are very much a flawed team. They've been doing that a little bit. Right now, they might catch the Snake again.
Oh boy. Okay, Ward spotted out. They warded over at the worst. 2 pounds looking to steal someone's spot in playoffs. There's a couple of teams giving an opening here. Crisp. Oh no, the hook goes wide from Vampire. It's a bit of a disaster. Still huge damage onto Crisp anyway, as he is chunked out. Ult comes into play, but he can't survive that one. Ala to pick up the kill. And now suddenly Baron on the cards for EDG.
So, and they already used the TF ult for that too. So you use the TF ult, your front line is down. This is all on Xiaohao trying to do something. ZDZ is teleporting for an inhibitor turret because they don't want to go for the fight. I don't think he's looking for a flank. They're giving up Baron, maybe looking for a miracle steal.
TP for TP. Someone else has gone to answer. I think it's Fisher. As in they go 50-50 on this one. The damage from Xiaohu. Ala gets a shield from the railgun, but is it enough at this point? Xiaohu is onto the back line. The snake goes down. They won the fight. Weibo make the magic happen, and Fisher left alone in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly, actually in a 1v1 with ZDZ. Fisher might go down, and he flubs the flash as well.
Where the game was meant to be won, just like in game 2, but when push comes to shove, this team has just not been able to clutch it out. They throw another game munch.
Absolute heartbreak for EDG. And I will say, Xiaohu is having a whale of a time in this game. The Ari is looking clean as hell. He sets it all up for the team. And light player, Xiaohu forced to use his ultimate.
Oh, God.
Railgun down to... What? The diving in the meantime. ZDZ just goes under the tower. Light and Crisp went in to help out as well. This is going to be triple in him. The speed at which Weibo have flipped everything on its head is unbelievable.
I feel like we should rename this team to EDJ. It's Edward Jenga. This tower has completely fallen apart within minutes.
I hope there's not a drinking game on each brick, because they are going to be battered at the end of this one. Shockwave goes wide. ZDZ dives in. Charm lands once again. Xiaohu's taken them apart. And so Xiaohu, as he dives onto Fisher in the meantime, Xiaohu forcing them onto the Nexus. The Snake doesn't have the damage to do anything about it. As ZDZ threatens Monkey once more. Weibo in 27 minutes after a ridiculous series finally finish things out and delete EDG.
These were some of the best highlights from today's LPL 2024 Spring Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.